Okie dokie. This problem, number 61, is another one that folks were having some difficulty with at the math review on Saturday. The main thing that I'd like to explain to you here is that we have the natural log of the number e times the variable x. So the natural log of e times x is going to equal 4, and we want to find the natural log of x. Now notice here, we're not solving for x, although we could. We're just solving for the natural log of x. And so if you use your rules for handling logarithms, let's see if I have the sheet handy. Yes, I do. The rules are noted on the department formula sheet. Down here we have 3 rules, and the one related to multiplication of the things inside the logarithm is the first one. This has log with a base b of x times y. It equals log with a base b of x plus log with a base b of y. And in this case, we're doing natural logs, which means we're doing log with a base e, and e is a specific number. So we can work this out. We're going to solve for the natural log of x, starting with this equation. So I put these equals in here too soon. I want to start with natural log of e plus natural log of x equals 4. Now, the natural log of e means log with a base e of e. And if you notice, my base and my number match. When I have a match, I can take this and replace it with the number 1. And the reason for this, if you don't happen to remember it, is that when you have a log with a particular base and a particular number, essentially the power here is 1. Anything that doesn't have a power next to it has a power of 1. So if I rewrite this from log form into exponential form, I'll have e to the first power equals e to the first power. See, it works out like that. And logarithms are always asking the question, what is the power? Well, in this case, the power is the number 1. So when I have any situation where there's a match, let's say I have log with a base 3 of 3. Well, when the two of these match, the power here, it's 1, so the answer is 1. If I have log of, let's say, square root of 2 with square root of 2, there's a match. If I have a common log, so I'm not going to write the 10, of 10, the answer is 1. So keep that in mind. It'll help you simplify a lot of problems. So okay, so I replaced the natural log of e with the number 1. And I'm trying to solve just for natural log of x. So what I'll do is I'll subtract 1 from both sides of the equation. There's my equal sign. So I have natural log of x equals 3. Well, that's what they asked me to find. That's what I found. So I'm done with part A. Now let's do part B. All right. We have the natural log of x cubed. Now if you remember from your properties of logarithms, we can take this 3 and throw it out front here. So it's going to equal 3 times the natural log of x. And if you need to refer back to your formula sheet, this is called the power rule. So it's that one right there. So with the power rule, I've simplified this a little bit. I have 3 times the natural log of x, and we found out what the natural log of x was. It was 3. So I'm going to replace natural log of x here with the number 3. I'll have 3 times 3 equals 9. So that's my answer. Now it's a little bit trickier about part C here is that this is the cube root of x. And anytime we're talking about roots, we're talking about fractional powers. So I'm going to rewrite this as the natural log of x to the 1/3 power. And then I'm going to treat it just like I did in part B. I'm going to throw this 1/3 out front. 1/3 natural log of x. I'm going to replace natural log of x with the number that we had earlier. 1/3 times 3. And lo and behold, my answer is 1. Now you may need more practice with these kinds of problems. I would suggest that you go back and revisit the Unit 4 worksheets and specifically look at worksheet number 2 and problem number 5. That has a fair amount of manipulation that's kind of similar to this. But there may be many other worksheets in that set that you want to go back and practice.